Hi everyone, Share with Small Pets here. So welcome to the hamster room. I thought that since in the past I've done guinea pig cage or guinea pig room tours, that since I've now kind of established an entire room just for the hamsters, that I would give you guys a little bit of a tour, just a quick like glance over, nothing too crazy, and just show you where like how, you know, we here at the Sherwood household keep the hamsters. All right, let's get started. So when you come into the room, this is generally what you see. It's the room just at the front of the house, so it gets lots of natural light. It does make filming tricky though, because depending on where the light's at, it can look really weird. But it gets lots of natural light for the hamsters. It's the only room in the house where we keep houseplants because of the lighting. And so we step in here, and right off to this side is the foster tank. And like I've said before, this is not the size of the tank that you would normally keep any type of hamster in. However, because they're young and we're making sure they're bonded, this is the tank size that was recommended. They're just being held on one of these like cube things you get at Home Depot, where my housemate keeps all of, like, well, a small portion of her book collection. Somebody's awake. I hear chewing. Ah, you are. So we get over here and we have Heffalumps Detolf. It's on top of an IKEA calyx. This setup right here, like the calyx with the Detolf, is what I recommend to pretty much everybody. Mostly because this guy here, the Detolf's only like 60 bucks and it's brand new. All you really have to do is seal it with aquarium sealant, which is, it takes no time at all. And it's such a nice, I like it a lot because it blends in as furniture more than, you know, more than like a bin cage. So if you're looking for something that's not intrusive, it's a great idea. And it's also nice and light, like it's not nearly as heavy as an aquarium. But yeah, it's just on top of a calyx. It's where we keep coloring books. No, there's no children in this house. The coloring books are for us. Were those snowflakes that they warn you about. Coloring books and hamster supplies. And that's pretty much it. And then over here, we have where Gus's tank always sat. Now this tank's been passed on to Eeyore, who is very, very much awake. She's always awake, always snacking, always snacking. So her tank is just a 40-gallon breeder. This is the recommended like tank size for most hamsters. Oh, you guys get bath time. Look at that. Footage captured. I'm basically David Attenborough. Not actually, relax. But yeah, I love this tank for her, or for a dwarf. I absolutely love it. I like the fact that this one has a sturdy lid. This is a great tank. I love her setup. And she's again just on a single, not the calyx, it's what the calyx was before Expedit. So that's just on one of those that we got on Kijiji. It's super sturdy. I love them for storage, mostly just because you can't see. These storage bins are a disaster, but they don't look it because you can't tell. And then just on top are some of my smaller plants. This winter we actually, a bunch of my plants got bugs, so I lost like 4 of my succulents, which is really annoying. But that's where we keep them up here. More zoom in on Eeyore because look at the cute. And then over here, we just have, a lot of you guys will recognize that, like a lot of my older followers will recognize that stand from the old pig room at the old house. This is Tigger's tank. Tigger's tank is a 75-gallon that our friend gave to us because she wasn't using it, and it's like the best tank I've ever owned. I like it. I personally like it way better than the Detolf, but that's just, I love the way it looks. However, it's so much heavier, like so much heavier, and they're more expensive. We were very lucky to get this one gifted to us, but I really, really like it. Like when you compare, let me just step back. When you compare the size, like the two, the one, like this is 4 feet by 18 inches, whereas this one's, whereas the 40 breeder is 3 feet by 18 inches. Both wonderful tanks, but this dwarfs it. And then it's just on, like I said, an IKEA TV stand that we bought used. It's just where we put the extra hamster supplies and our light bulbs, and that's And then you've got some of Remus's IKEA toys over in the window. We just have some of my my plants. I've had one of the, like the umbrella tree here is almost 4 and this guy is 3. I've had both of them since they were very small, and I'm very attached. I love my plants. I love gardening so much. And then we come over here. This is Rowan the cat's chair. It's a velvet, like a blue velvet rocking chair. It's his chair. He sits and he watches the hamsters. It's like an old lady watching her stories. That's Rowan. And then we come over here and we have Piglet's tank. Piglet's tank is a 40-gallon long, so it is 4 feet by 13 inches, and it takes up this part of the wall. This part of the wall is very puns, but this part of the wall is very blank because we just moved everything around. I've rearranged this room, so there's nothing on the wall yet. That will change like this weekend, but I really like this tank for a robo. I personally wouldn't put a Syrian in it. I don't think it's enough space, but that's just because the 75 and the D12 have ruined me. But I think it's a couple, even though it's the same gallons and it's longer, I think it is a couple square inches smaller than the 40 breeder that Eeyore's in. But it's nice and it's long for him, and he has tunnels all the way along, like all the way along the bottom. I'll catch him, like the only time I really see him is when his tunnels kind of like come up against the side. It's really funny. Also, I'm sorry for my voice. I am very sick, but whatever. And then up here, we just have I collect weird, like we all collect weird wall art. There's pictures of Remus. There's weird little eclectic things from over the years. That's actually going to go in a class, like when I get my own classroom. That's what I bought it for, but it goes up for now. My really weird cougar. This is my grandmother clock from my grandmother. She passed away just this June. I got the clock. So it sits here. It actually, we don't wind it. It has not been wound because the sound freaks out the cat and the dog. And then there's just a side table with a really, really old lamp from my other grandma's farmhouse. So it's kind of, I like that over in this corner I have both of my late grandmas. Over there is our Ohana means family sign, because this is a rented house and there are no walls strong enough to hold that sign. None. So it sits behind the couch right now. And then just a bunch of crap on the walls. I won't zoom in because a lot of it has swear words in it, because I collect vulgar, we like vulgar stuff, and we make vulgar wall art. That's just with swearing. It helps cope when as a teacher. I don't know, it's cathartic. Anyway, that was my rambly little tour of the hamster room. Hope you like it. If you have any questions about any tanks or whatever I use in any of the tanks, I didn't want to do like in-depth cage tours because that seemed a little excessive. Oh, bonus! Daytime Lumpy! Hi, baby. Having a drink. If you have any questions about what's in the tanks, maybe I'll do more specific tank tours on another time, but I didn't want to get too into that because you'd be here for like 8 hours. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you guys next time. Take care. Be good to one another. Bye-bye.